I'm Roger Sweeting, and I'm an honorary research fellow with the Freshwater Biological Association. That means I did retire a couple of years ago, and now I work, if you like, as a volunteer, and I'm an emeritus. It's an emeritus position, and therefore I carry on with the work that I wanted to do when I was chief executive, but I couldn't do because I was too busy.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm doing the science again, and it's about fish. It's also about pearl mussels, and really trying to find out with the fish more about them and the age and growth and how they're reacting to climate change and what the changes are in Windermere and how their general state of health is in the various waters that we have around. And with the pearl mussels, which are very rare in freshwater, we're trying to breed them at the Freshwater Biological Association so we can, when we've improved the rivers, we can reintroduce them back into the rivers. So they will be, once again, you know, the freshwater pearl mussel is an organism that it grows to maybe 17 centimetres in size and will filter up to 50 litres of water a day each, and they will take material out of the water, and so they will clarify the water. 50 litres of water, 50 litres of water a day per adult. And so if you get, as you used to get, millions of them in a river, you can imagine the effect on the river of keeping the river in a cleaner state.
Yeah, yeah.
So without pearl mussels, the river is a much poorer river, apart from the biodiversity. Now the pearl mussel spends part of its existence on fish.
Yes, in the gills.
In the gills,
Yeah.
as you saw.
Yes.
And hence the interest in fish and their fish pathology and the fish parasites naturally leads on to the pearl mussels.
Ah, yes.
But the pearl mussels are a very innocuous parasite. In fact, they're almost benign in as much as I can't find any real damage
To the fish.
to the fish. And the fish does them. You know, it's a relationship that is almost symbiotic.
How does the fish benefit from?
Well, in the rivers that the pearl mussel occurs, the water is much cleaner. So for salmon and trout, that's a good thing. And downstream of where the pearl mussels are, the gravels are much cleaner. And therefore the gravels, because there's been no sediment on them, because the pearl mussels have taken
cleaned
it,
them.
yes, have taken it all out of the water. And therefore where they lay their eggs in the redds, when they dig into the gravel, the salmon or trout lay their eggs in the gravels. The water in the gravels is much cleaner, so the success of the trout or the salmon
Right, I see.
is much greater.
Okay.
So there's a payback that's very positive for both species. So that's what I do.
Okay. How did you become what you do? What not fish in particular, but like as a scientist. What you
when I started, do you mean? When I started at university?
What made you become a scientist?
When I was a little boy, I went down the canal and caught fish in a little net, and I thought that was really good fun. But I got quite interested in them, so I brought some fish back to a big tank that I had. It was an old iron tank from the garden. It was an old Victorian tank that had been used in the conservatory of the house that I lived in. And I cleaned it up and I put some water in it, I put some sand in the bottom and tried to introduce fish. And I got some sticklebacks to breed. And I felt so pleased. And so
There's no stopping you after that.
And so it was something that I was really interested in. And things around fish and freshwater. So at university, I actually did zoology with agricultural zoology. But my project was not an agricultural one so much as a fish one. And that was about parasites of fish.
Okay.
And then I did a PhD on the effects of parasites on fish, this freshwater fish again.
Okay.
And then I did a fellowship, and I looked at health of fish and diseases of fish.
Okay.
And then I started work as a fish pathologist.
Okay. Solving fish crime.
Yeah. Well, as a fish pathologist, looking at why fish die, when fish died, people have mortalities of fish in all sorts of lakes and rivers.
Mm.
Why? So I was one of those people who looked at the fish to see whether we could find out what was the cause of their death.
Okay.